Chelsea 2, Wolves 4, an absolute embarrassment. Beaten at the bridge, the same stadium where we have been unbeaten for 10 games, and we were thinking we were changing something. We have become better at Stamford Bridge. We have lost 2-4 to Wolverhampton Wanderers at Stamford Bridge. We are now 11th in the league. We are now 2 points behind. We are now 7 points behind Manchester United at 6th position. We are now 5 or 6 points behind Brighton, and we are officially done from the top 10 table. Just an absolute embarrassment. And yes, I have lost my patience with Pochettino, and for me, Pochettino has to be sacked. Now there are no excuses. He has to be sacked. But if you think that sacking Pochettino will get Chelsea back to the level we want to be, if you think the problem is Pochettino, you are a part of the problem. If you don't see the bigger problem at Chelsea, I want to question what your thinking is, what your knowledge is, and I'm being very furious here, and I'm being very direct whether you like it or you're not. If you think sacking Pochettino is a solution to the club, if you think we sack Pochettino, we are back to the best we have been, and if you keep on backing this ownership because you were really happy with their spending, you were enjoying making videos or whatever, you have to question yourself. Because if you want the best for this club, Todd Boehly, Bali, Clearlake Capital are the clear problem, and the person and the clowns they've appointed in Paul Stanley and Lawrence Stewart. I can even jumble their names, Paul Stewart or whatever, Lawrence Stanley, whatever. They are absolute clowns managing this club, and Todd Boehly and Bali are absolute clowns of an ownership who have put this club in this position. So if you really think that that Pochettino is a real problem, and if you keep on just abusing these players, criticizing the players, but not seeing the real people that are put in this position, I caution you, because it's an absolute mess. It's an absolute clownery of how to run a top club, and they have made my club, they have made one of the most fair club in Europe, Chelsea, to be one of the laughing stock of Europe. Right now, the commentators, when they were watching the match, were saying Wolves are not scared of pressing Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Who is scared of Stamford Bridge? Who is scared of Chelsea? And it hurt. It hurt, but that was a reality. This is the position we are in, and I will again say whether you like it or not, you are a part of the problem. If you think just Poch is a problem, the problem is his ownership and the way they are running the club. This clownery youth project they've appointed at top level, and they think this is going to work. This is not Brighton, for fuck's sake. This is not Brighton. This is not Wolverhampton Wanderers. This is not your West Ham. This is Chelsea. Youth project won't work here. You had to bring some experience, and we have no goddamn experience in this team. No goddamn experience. Big up the Journal Trossard. Big up an Arsenal fan of a club that's still properly run. That's still in a proper top four position. That has still got some experience and that knows how to run a football club. Not the clownery. Poch should be sacked tonight. Absolutely has to be sacked. He should be sat in the tunnel, put in the car, and sent back to his home. But I will again and again say, sacking Poch is not the solution. The problem is deeper. I know my Chelsea fans. Pochettino is sacked. They're going to have a drink and enjoy and forget it. But they are not going to go a real problem. That is Todd Boehly, that is Bali, that is Paul Stewart, and that is Lawrence Stewart. Clowns. Clowns of how they're running my football club to the ground. Absolute clowns, absolute clown Todd Boehly and Bali to the way they're running my football club, and I'm embarrassed the way they've run this, the way they sacked Thomas Tuchel, brought Graham Potter for 60 goddamn pounds, said we are going to trust him and this is our guy, and sacked him within an instant when the fan pressure grew in. They said we are going to have 2 to 3 months of proper scouting, getting the right manager. Enrique rejected them. Nagelsmann rejected them. They had Ange Postecoglou, Vincent Kompany, Mauricio Pochettino in their shortlist. And they went for Mauricio Pochettino after 3 months of interview, proper scouting. And we thought, wow, they have got the right man in. They went for every young player. We all were crying for a proper striker. When Nicholas Jackson was signed, I thought Nicholas Jackson is a young player that is being brought at Chelsea to develop. No, he was a starting striker for Chelsea. Then Nkunku got injured, James got injured, and the mess started. Everything started. And then when we were starting to slowly improve result, we let go of Armando Broja in January and did not bring any replacement. Why? We want to sell Armando Broja, Conor Gallagher, Trevor Chalobah, Lewis Hall. Then it's going to be Reece James. Why? Because it's a pure profit on the book. Because Chelsea Academy is just for sell. Because it's pure profit. Signing players from outside and then selling them for high price. Great project. Great project. But one thing they forget, that football doesn't work like that. I play Football Manager, and in Football Manager, it is perfect. Perfect way for Football Manager. Great promotion of next Football Manager game. But the problem is, it's a game. It doesn't work in real life. That's a reality. The Chelsea fans are clamoring, Jose Mourinho. I love Jose. I love Jose Mourinho. But if you think Jose Mourinho is coming here to manage the team FC, you are absolutely mistaking yourself. Chelsea clearly going in the wrong direction. Bro, we have been going in wrong direction since his ownership came in. Sacked Tuchel, brought Potter, let each and go of every experience. And now even Strasbourg fans are protesting against them because they let go of the experienced player. Even they are protesting. But our fans, they can't see the direction. They can't see the reality. For them, it's just manager out, manager out, manager out. Now this will be fourth manager sacked within the 2 seasons of Todd Boehly Bali. Absolute mess. आज मैच देखने लगा कि प्लेयर्स अपने ओन सेल्फ में नहीं थे ब्रो बिकॉज ये यंग प्लेयर्स ब्रो उनमें कॉन्फिडेंस ही नहीं है यंग प्लेयर्स वही प्रेशर को झेल ही नहीं पा रहे हमारे पास मिड टेबल लेवल प्लेयर है अब मैं यहाँ पे एक रियलिटी बोलूंगा डू यू थिंक दैट निको जैक्सन स्टार्ट्स फॉर ब्राइटन डू यू थिंक निको जैक्सन स्टार्ट्स फॉर वेस्ट हैम डू यू थिंक निको जैक्सन स्टार्ट्स इवन फॉर आई विल से बोर्नमouth Does even Nico Jackson start over Abioni at Nottingham Forest? Does Nico Jackson start even for 11 to 12 Premier League teams? He doesn't. But we have made him a first team striker. Mudryk, he's a very raw player. Does Mudryk start for any of the club in the top 10 in the league, top 12? He doesn't even start for Luton Town. Noni Madueke is a very good young player, but does he start even for 8 or 9 Premier League clubs? He doesn't. Because these players are mid-table players who need development to reach the top heights. These type of players at this age should be playing for Brighton, should be playing for clubs like West Ham, developing, and in 2 years' time we sign them for 50 million and we are ready to compete. These are that type of players. But we have brought them at Chelsea to develop, and then our fans and the ownership expect Champions League qualification. Are you kidding me? You want Champions League qualification with Madueke, with Mudryk, with Sterling, with Nicholas Jackson. Is that going to get you Champions League qualification? Disasi, is that what you think is going to get you Champions League qualification? Clowns. Absolute clowns of the way this club is run. As I've said it here, Chelsea won, Wolford, I don't even care, I've written it wrong. It was an embarrassment. Truly, we are done as a top 6 club. We are done. And the way this ownership is running it is absolutely done. Mourinho आएगा तो चीजें और बिगड़ सकती है. Absolutely बिगड़ जाएगी. Mourinho आएगा ही नहीं because Mourinho won't handle this team FC. You really, like, Trossard bro, just imagine. Mourinho Chelsea में आया और Mourinho कहता है कि यार मुझे ना वो 28 year old का एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर चाहिए उसमें एबिलिटी है एंड इज अ वेरी टैलेंटेड प्लेयर Todd Boehly says nah Mourinho we're going to get 16-year-old Brazilian kid he's going to be great Mourinho will say take a contract F off I don't want to sign for Chelsea because these teams won't be able to handle Jose Mourinho's mentality the times have changed the youth have changed we still need someone that's going to develop this progress because we have got no sort of experience in this Chelsea team Mudryk Arsenal आता But difference at Arsenal, bro, is you will have developed him. उसपे pressure ना होता start करने का. He would have developed under Martinelli. He would have had no pressure of the media. He would have developed under Martinelli. He would have played along with elite players like Bukayo Saka, a very good striker in Gabriel Jesus, a very good creator in Martin Odegaard, in a very good team with Declan Rice, and he would have developed. He would have had no pressure of the fans, the media, all around the world. At Chelsea, we expect him to be a starting player, but the boy is raw, and the boy doesn't know what to do in the final box. He can't even hit a big goal by Saka, so big up and congrats to General Trossard. Great goal by Saka. I'm not able to watch this game because my team is absolutely shite, and I have to talk about this for 1 hour because I've literally lost this with this team. We are finished. If this ownership doesn't change their way, people, please watching, please like at least or subscribe because that is only going to be one sort of positive I will have in this day. Because this team will make me lose my any ear I've got because I am irritated with this. I am irritated. And it's not about loss. Chelsea can be relegated to the championship and I'll still support this club because I love this club to absolute bits. But let's be brutally honest here. We are going in the direction of the championship and the way we are run, it's an absolute embarrassment to the way we have been run now, the way this ownership is running. And as I've said here, we are finished if this ownership doesn't change their way. If they keep on continuing this, signing players under the age of 25, signing on these youngsters, Brazilian youngsters, Denzel Washingtons, all these youngsters, piling them on, but not signing the experience, we will never change because this ownership is in here only for profit. They don't give a damn about Chelsea. They are only in here for profit. But I don't want my club to be under trouble of FFP. I don't want my club to be languishing in mid-table. What I expect from the ownership minimum is to keep us on the top 5, top 6 level. I knew when Roman was gone, Chelsea was finished. I knew when Roman Abramovich was gone, we were finished as a top club, as an elite club. We were never going to win many Premier League titles, Champions League, trophies, because we were finished as a top club, because we will never have, in footballing terms, an owner like Roman Abramovich. When Roman Abramovich left, I knew Chelsea were finished, because we will never get an owner in footballing terms who wants to win everything, who really wants to win every trophies. I knew under this American ownership, they will prioritize money, they will prioritize top four, they will prioritize playing good football, they will prioritize Beyonce concerts and everything. That is the way American owners run, with no disrespect to any country. That's the way the American ownership is run, and I knew Chelsea were finished. But one thing I was very certain is they can at least run us the way FSG are running Liverpool. They can at least make us a stable club that's going to be finishing in the top 5, have good score and compete. And this ownership came in, sacked everyone, each and every one, and they went on this pathetic, unproven youth project, signing each and every 16-year-old from Brazil, from America, from all around the world, not understanding it doesn't work. It doesn't work in real life. Sacking Tuchel, sacking Potter, Lampard, Bruno Salter, now Pochettino is going to be sacked. It's going to be 5 managers sacked under 2 years, and we are thinking we are going to be back. We are thinking we are going to sack every manager, and we are going to climb up the table. Right now, only Christopher Nkunku and Palmer are quality attackers we have got in a team. Right now, only Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo are quality midfielders we have got, but even they are very young right now. They're still not ready to compete at the top level. You go in the defense right now, I don't rate anyone bar Reece James. I rate Gusto, but Gusto is still very young. But I don't rate anyone. I love Thiago Silva, but I will again and again say he's not good enough to play at this level if we want to finish in top 4. Excel Disasi, he's a good substitute player and nothing more than that. Ben Chilwell, finished. Sell him. Finish and get a proper left back. Gusto is a good young player but not ready to play each game, each out. And the only proper defender we have got is Reece James and Livy Colwell and Bardeshele. But Bardeshele looks absolutely out of confidence. And Petrovic is the only decent other one we have got, a proper goalkeeper. I go into the midfield. Conor Gallagher is not a creative player and should not be starting a game where we need to score goals. The guy cannot score goals to save his damn life. Noni Madueke is a good young project, but he's not ready to be a starter and win us trophies. Mudryk is a good young talent and a player I rate, but Mudryk is a player that needs 2 years of more development, and our fans want him to start. Raheem Sterling, sell him right now. Get his 325k wages off and sell him right now from this club, because he's an absolute embarrassment. He decides when to play at his best and he decides when he doesn't give a damn about the club. Sell him on the spot right now. And the only decent players after spending 1 billion are Palmer, Christopher Nkunku, Enzo Fernandez, Moses Caicedo, I can say somewhat Petrovic, Malo Gusto, and that's it. And somewhat Bardeshele. The only 7 players we have signed out of 1 billion are half decent to be starting for this team. And now you just think it. 1 billion and only 7 decent players in a team is an absolute embarrassment. We still don't have a proper number 9 that can score us 20 goals. We still don't have a proper centre-back who's pacey and can play in a high line. We still don't have a proper DM in a team after spending 1 billion. We still don't have a winger in a team that can go there and get goals for us. And we spend 1 billion on this absolute dross we have got right now under this ownership, a team project which is going to take a lot of time and patience to develop, and that is what this ownership has done. Inexperienced idiots and clowns is what I'll call them, and I'm not going to mince my words because I've lost with them. They are idiots the way they are running this club, and they are running my club to the ground. On FSG, as my brother Janet Rossat says, they know how to run a club. They're an experienced owners. They don't care about Liverpool. They don't manage well and they don't love Liverpool. But they don't need to love Liverpool. They have made Liverpool a big project that they can sell for a high price. And the biggest thing that FSG right now have done for Liverpool is they've hired right people. They hired Michael Edwards. They hired Jurgen Klopp and they let them do what they wanted. They brought experienced players and young players and they developed nicely and they used to being World Cup players. They spent 70 million on Virgil van Dijk, 75 around on Alisson as well, and they kept on spending money on the top quality players, and that's the way the Liverpool built. The biggest thing that Liverpool did to build under FSG is they signed experienced players, signed one of the best managers in the world, signed one of the best DF in the world, and let them do their thing. So FSG were not like Manchester City, were not like Chelsea, who were backing their managers, spending big money. But what FSG did is they employed the right people. They did not put their nose in their business and let them do their work. They did not go with this under 23 project, under 22 project, signing 20 players in one window. They were patient. They were calm. They brought the best goalkeeper in the world in Alisson. They brought the best centre back in the world in Virgil van Dijk. They brought the best DM in the world in Fabinho, and they let them do their talking. And in between, they got Diego Jotas. They developed players like Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott, but they never told Jurgen Klopp to develop youngsters who we can sell them for high price. And now Liverpool is a very highly valued club, and if they want to sell, they can earn big profits. So they were not very ambitious, but they ran it in the right way, and our ownership came, sacked each and every one, signed every youth player in the world, this 16-year-old, that 17-year-old, that 15-year-old, that 20-year-old, they signed each and every youngster, and now we are paying the price for that, because youngsters take time to develop. God say clowns, they take time to develop. How clown can you be? These are billionaires who earn big money in the business. They have experienced people running their business, and they're running their dreams, they're running their fantasies in my football club and ruining it. How did they think that young players are straight away going to be successful and straight away going to develop? It takes time. Mudryk is not going to be one of the best wingers in the world in 2 months. He is not going to be the best winger in the world in 1 year. He is literally, for fuck's sake, coming on from a Ukrainian Premier League. Madueke is not going to be world class in 5 months. Why are we signing Brighton level players that need development and time at Chelsea Football Club, and then we're expecting the manager to get us Champions League qualification? Are we idiots? Are we dumb? Are we absolutely dumb? And that is what this ownership has done, because they are clowns. They are idiots. And the way they have ran this football club, if you think that they really think best of this club, you're kidding yourself. They will sell LFC in the future. I believe they will. And they will earn big profits, because they have made their club very valuable right now. It's time for arrogant Boehly to understand signing only under 22 players not going to work. Bro, he won't, because it's now not on Todd Boehly. The biggest owner we have got is Bali, and they only think about money because they are damn investors. They only care about their money. But my problem is, you care about your money. I don't give a damn. I knew my club died when Roman Abramovich went in terms of winning big profits, but I never expected us to be becoming a mid-table club. I expected us to stay in the top 6, be a top 6 club. I never expected this sort of downfall, and this is historic. This is embarrassing. This is clownery. This is disgraceful. All the words I can use. And why this has happened? Because they have been with youth project for big money, but they never understood that once these youngsters don't start playing in, that 8-year contract is going to become a horror. How are you going to sell these players now? Armando Broja, Paul Stanley, and Lawrence Stewart. We are going to sell him for £50 million. Then what happened? We'll sell him for £30 million. We'll sell him for £5 million loan fee. And now Armando Broja has went for 0 pennies to Fulham. 0 pennies to Fulham with no buy option. Why? Because every club in the world knows how badly you are run, how badly you need money to manage along with FFP, and they will take advantage of you because they know their assets are not good enough. Do you really feel, bar Conor Gallagher, you're going to get 30-40 million for Trevor Chalobah? You're kidding me. For a player that's not played this season, you're going to get any money for any player. Now, along with, along with Enzo Fernandez, you signed him on an 8-year contract for 105 million. And let's say in 2 years' time, Chelsea are mid-table, Real Madrid, Liverpool circle on Enzo Fernandez. Do you really think we're going to get even 60 million for him right now? But do you really think Enzo Fernandez is going to be patient enough to stay in this club once Real Liverpool come in? He is going to be patient enough to keep on finishing in the mid-table. And on this 8-year contracts, these players will start getting irritated. Cole Palmer will demand for a move very soon because big clubs will come for him. Enzo Fernandez will demand for a move. Caicedo will demand for a move. In future, Ruiz will demand for a move. In future, all these players will start going because we will make a big table. But this owners never understood it. Chelsea aren't getting European football. We aren't. We aren't until we win the Carabao Cup final. But right now, I just don't know how we're going to get. Absolutely big up, mate. And people, please watching. Please at least like and subscribe. It really, really means a lot. And I will again and again say we are finished if this ownership doesn't change their ways. And I think that will only happen if as fans, we start putting attention away from the manager and to this ownership. This ownership is not good enough, and this ownership has not got the best interest of club at its heart. Now, Ben Chilwell, awful, disgusting. I was waiting for Ben Chilwell to come back and improve this club. I was waiting for his leadership to come, and he has been an embarrassment. Since he has come back, he has been an absolute embarrassment. Just an absolute embarrassment since he has come in. Not good enough the way he's playing. Can't attack. Can't defend in transition, can't attack in transition, can't shoot to save his life, not good enough, and we need to sign a left back. Now, Ian Martin, I again and again say Pochettino was an idiot to not give Ian Martin chances. But is Ian Martin one of the best left back in the world? Is he really good enough? He's very weak in aerial duels. He's still not good enough. We need to sign a damn left back. Cucurella awful, Ben Chilwell awful, and Louis Saul was the only decent one, and his ownership said, let's sell him. Pure profit on the books. Idiots, clowns. We need to go in this window and get a top class left back because Ben Chilwell is done. I will never ever criticize or overly say something for Ben Chilwell because I love him. I will love him for the Champions League final. But sorry, he's not good enough right now at this level. He was an embarrassment today. He's an embarrassment as a captain. And his captaincy needs to be taken away. And Reece sadly is not fit enough. We need to give leadership to someone who will stay fit and is going to really develop this side, lead them in the match, and guide them. We need a leader. And Liverpool in Cup final, Chelsea in Cup final have always been entertaining. But this is a different Chelsea, bro. This is Todd Boehly's Chelsea, not Roman's Chelsea. And I want this manager out, and director as well. Fully agreed. This manager needs to be sacked today. But along with them, Paul with Stanley and Stewart needs to be sacked. My only point, bro, is I think sacking the manager is not only going to be the solution. Big things need to be done. Yes, Pochettino deserves to be sacked and he needs to be sacked today. But the club is not going to improve anytime soon. We can sack Pochettino. We can sack Roberto De Zerbi. We can sack anyone. Yes, we are in an embarrassing position. If we have a better manager now, we'll be 8th in the league, but not higher than that. I want my club to be in the top 6, not 8th, not 9th, not 11th. And that lies on Paul with Stanley, Lawrence Stewart, Clown Todd Boehly, and Clown Iqbali to the way they are running this club. And I'm going to call it, is Brighton Paul with Stanley, is Brighton Lawrence Stewart with the Brighton mentality. And they were appointed by Todd Boehly for big money and Iqbali because they want to use his young project for money. But please don't make a mockery out of my club. Please at least keep us in top 6. The directors are the biggest criminal compared to the absolutely biggest criminal. But the biggest criminal, bro, for me are the people that appointed them. And that is Todd Boehly and Iqbali because they are working on the instructions of Todd Boehly and Iqbali. We need Tuchel back and Michael Edwards. Bro, that will be the best thing in my life. If Tuchel comes back to this club and Michael Edwards, that will be the best day of my life. But being very honest, bro, Tuchel will never come back again for what Todd Boehly did to him, how embarrassingly they sacked him. For a person that loved this club, for a person that understood Chelsea, the way they treated Thomas Tuchel sacking, he wanted to stay and they sacked him. The way they have put his pathetic PR out of all his personal stuff, they were embarrassing from Chelsea, and he will never come back. And Michael Edwards has already rejected us. Christopher Weibel left this club, and that is never going to leave good impression on Michael Edwards. And I think, bro, we are never getting back under this ownership because their ambition is on this young project and to earn money. Sporting Bank is a talent hunt program, and reality, they are managing us like a Brighton Bull. Chelsea are not winning the Carabao Cup either. There's no consistency and no play stepping up, no hunger and nothing. Absolutely agreed. But it's also because they're young, they're inexperienced, and they're being asked to play at a level that they can't for me. And that's me being brutally honest. Absolutely agreed, my brother. And people watching, please at least like and subscribe. It really means a lot. No longer a young project needed. And I've been saying it, we don't need this young project. But bro, this ownership will keep going with it because they want to earn their money. And they are clowns. They're not ready to accept their mistake. And that's the reality. Until this ownership realize their mistake, they apologizes and they improve this club, we are not going in the right direction in any time soon. And again, I will say, it may get worse. It's going to get worse. Our fixture list is one of the worst in the league right now. We have to travel to Aston Villa. We have to play Liverpool. We have to play Manchester City. We have to play Tottenham. We have to play Newcastle. I think it's getting over very, very soon. At this rate, we will go worse than Luton. Bro, we are going to get more worse. Bournemouth have a game in hand against Luton. If they win it, we can even be 12th, 13th or 14th. It's going to get worse. It's going to get in a position we can't even bear. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to sack Pochettino. They're going to go on this 2 months of hiring the manager, and then what they're going to hire? They're going to hire another inexperienced manager, another manager who is a hot talk in the town, and they're going to give him another 16-year-old Brazilian, 20-year-old American, 18-year-old person from France, and again we'll be in the same position. They won't sign Osimhen, they won't sign Tony, they won't sign Joshua Mendes or Mark Guhi. They're going to sign Jean-Claude Todibo. They're going to sign another Brazilian. They're going to sign Antonio Nusa, and then they will think that this club is going to be back on track. And then hire a shit manager again. Absolutely. And that's what this recruitment team is doing. The only way I will take Todd Boehly ever seriously in my life again, if he sacks Pochettino, but before sacking Pochettino, he sacks Paul Stanley, he sacks Lawrence Stewart, and doesn't even thank them for their services. Sack them on the spot. Sack all three of them and don't even thank them for their services, especially Stewart and Stanley. Sack them and get a proper director in and get a proper manager in and let them run their thing. Just tell them, run the club in a way where I can earn profits and my club can be a good position. Because Todd Boehly clowns, Iqbali clowns, the only way you're going to earn money from my club is if you make us a proper top 4 club. That's the only way you're going to make money, brother. And if you can't understand that, just stop earning a football club and sell it. And look at Man United. In 1 minute, they changed the club. Unbelievable, man. Because the difference, bro, between them is they are running the club in the right way. They brought Omar Berrada, who has run Manchester City, not Brighton. He has run Manchester City where mentality is to win, win, win. They already are targeting the right profile of players and they have already backed Ten Hag. They haven't gone there and said, Ten Hag, I don't like you. I'm waiting to sack you. These owners came in, Thomas Tuchel, how can we get him sacked? How can we get Thomas Tuchel out? They waited for the Dynamo Zagreb match. Now we'll sack Tuchel, you absolute bunch of clowns. You absolute idiots, bunch of clowns. Get this Paul Stanley out. Get this Lawrence Stewart out and get this club back on track. Because let's be honest, we can protest as much as we want. Todd Boehly, Iqbali are going nowhere. This ownership is going nowhere. They have got 10 years of bond at this club. The Glazers clause, they aren't going anywhere. The only way we can save our club right now is if we can get this owner in the thinking that manager sacking is not only the solution, sack these damn sporting directors and sell at least half lot of these players. Because I've already said here, from the 1 billion we have spent, only 7 players are good enough to play for this club. Only 7 players are good enough to play for this club from the 25 to 30 players we have signed, and it's absolute embarrassment. True, at this rate, I think Roman sold the club to wrong guys. He did, but bro, the options was Ricketts family who were very racist, and the other option was, I think, Sir Martin Broughton, and that was also not good enough. The reality is, in that position, British government put us in a tough situation and we had to sell to anyone. We had no time to think. The club had no money to run. There was no money to give to the players and staff. There was a time where people were even saying, can Chelsea even travel to play football matches? There were talks of abandoning Chelsea from the UCL. The club had to sell to anyone, and sadly from the bad bunch, Todd Boehly and Iqbali were the best option, but they are absolute clowns. They have the money, they have the knowledge in terms of they've got like good ideas, but they're idiots. They're chaotic. They are rushing into things and they're letting my club down. Absolutely, bro. Like, it hurts, man. And the biggest thing is ownership. They're absolute idiots. Sterling, for me, absolutely should pursue, not even at dancing. The guy should pursue a career in inconsistency and how to be inconsistent, how to be one of the best in the world in one day, but how to be a bunch of players that should not even play at League 2 level on another day. And I will again say for Pochettino, I will not deny. I'm a person that's not a flip-flop. I'm not a person that denies, but there's nothing bad in understanding you got it wrong. I will never deny I'm not a liar. I back Pochettino. I backed Pochettino for a long time on this channel because I thought Todd Boehly and Iqbali are a problem, and I still stay by that. I will again and again say Pochettino should be sacked today, but the real problem is the ownership, real problem is the sporting directors, and the real problem is the mentality right now at the club and the players. But I will again and again say right now, the way Pochettino has handled these young players, we should not be 11th. If we were 8th in the league, if we were 7th in the league, I will have backed Pochettino. But we should not be 11th. We should not be conceding 4 goals at Anfield. We should not be conceding 4 goals to Wolves. Livy Colville should not be playing at left back. And we should not have Enzo Fernandez playing as a cam. Conor Gallagher should not start every game. And the way the structure we are playing is awful. Today we had a chance to play Nkunku, Jackson, Palmer and Sterling and not play Conor Gallagher. And Caicedo is not a lone DM. Can't you get in a thick skull, Mauricio Pochettino? Have you not watched Brighton when Caicedo used to play really well with McAllister? And when I see Caicedo regressing, when I see Enzo Fernandez regressing, when I see the players like even Nkunku regressing, and when I see each and every player in the team regressing, there's no way back for the manager. And today was inexcusable. I would love for Pochettino to stay and change everything. I don't think that's happening. I don't think the players trust him. He needs to be sacked today. It's over. It's over. Sterling is an idiot. Sterling is an idiot who doesn't give a damn about the club and is on a 350k. Absolute awful signing. But I will say for Mauricio Pochettino, there's no way back. Sack him now. He deserves to be sacked and relieve him of his duties. But one thing I'm again and again going to say is he is not the real problem. Real problem is Paul Stanley, Lawrence Stewart, and these two clowns the way they're running my club. And I don't want to be disrespectful. It hurts me to even call them clown because in real life, I've never said anything bad for any human being, and it hurts me to say this. It really hurts me to say something bad of any human beings, but the way these two are running my club, my channel could be banned. I don't give a damn because this channel is not a source of living for my life. It's my work. So I don't give a damn, and that is why I can speak the way I want to, and this ownership have finished a top-class club. This club under Roman Abramovich, when they left, was a recent Champions League winner, was a proper top 5 club, having one of the best managers in the world, and having still got very, very top players running at this club. And we were a respected club around Europe. And this ownership came and they destroyed each and everything at my club. They destroyed each and everything my club was known for, each identity. And I will never forgive the way they have ran this football club and the position they put in. This is why Pochettino should be sacked today, but he is not the real problem. Players are not the real problem. The real problem are the sporting directors, but who appointed the sporting directors? These clowns of an owner who don't give a damn about my football club, don't give a damn about how to correct this football club. They're absolute idiot. We don't give a damn. Absolutely, they are idiots the way they run this football club. Absolute idiots the way they've ran my football club to the ground. We used to be a respected club. When we were in finals of a competition, the teams used to shit their pants because Chelsea were a big team. Liverpool used to always fear Chelsea because Liverpool thought Chelsea is going to ruin a big day. Now Liverpool laugh at us. United laugh at us. Arsenal laugh at us. Brighton laugh at us. West Ham laugh at us. And Wolves are saying, you are fucking shite. And that's a reality. Because of these ownership, because of these idiots we have got here, I will do this. Absolute idiots we have got at a club the way they are running. Absolute idiots the way they run the club, and they are the real problem. And until they change their mentality, they start signing experienced players, they sack Paul with Stanley and whatever and Stewart, that's the only way we'll get back. But their ego is too much. They won't. They neither have the patience, they neither have the understanding of how to run a football club, and they've officially made us mid-table. They have brought so many youngsters in that it's going to take 3 to 4 years to develop them. 3 to 4 years of finishing 8th, and then 4th. But the problem is, we Chelsea fans can accept that, and till the time we reach the right level, we will be behind so many clubs that will never finish top 4 again. This young project doesn't work at top level, but these clowns never understand it. These clowns have no understanding of how to run a football club. They have made a mockery of how to run a football club, how to buy a footballing club. They ran my damn beautiful club to the ground. My club had a mentality to win. My club had a mentality to step in on the big day. Under Thomas Tuchel, Sir Thomas Tuchel, we went to Bernabeu. We were down and out. Everybody was laughing at us, and we destroyed them for 75 minutes at Bernabeu. And now, 2 years later, Liverpool beat us 4-1, Newcastle beat us 4-1, and now we are beaten at our own ground by Wolverhampton Wanderers 1-2-4 at Stamford Bridge. That is what we have become now. That is what we have become now in 2 years' time, and that is all because of a bunch of these clowns. Not even mid-table relegation fodder. It could be, bro. And at least in the championship, we might win some games, and that will be better right now. I'll rather play Millwall because my team will at least have a chance of having a 1-1 draw. The curse of Roman Abramovich goes on. It will go on because in terms of footballing terms, he was the best owner we can get. And even if he had some signing some wrong players like Lukaku or something, we were still a top 5, top 6 club. The mentality was there. This ownership have ruined everything. They finished the entity that was Chelsea Football Club. They have finished a scared entity that was Chelsea, and they have made us officially mid-table. We have lost our respect, we have lost our prestige, and we are going down like Titanic, and we may never ever be back. Now, we might not go this far, but that will be much more fun, to be honest, because right now in the Premier League, we don't even belong in the top 10. And sacking Pochettino, has always said, won't solve everything. He has to be sacked today. He needs to be sacked today. But sacking him is not the problem, because the real problem are these two damn clowns. And sell Raheem Sterling, I've been saying it now. I've lost the patience with this guy. Earlier when the season started, I said it a long time. I said it a long time that this season, the only player that hasn't got any excuse is Raheem Sterling. He's the most experienced player in the squad. He's the most experienced player we've got in the team. He's the only player that hasn't got any excuse. I've got patience for Midweek. I've got patience for Midweek. I've got patience for Palmer. I have patience for Jackson. The only players I've not got any patience for is Thiago Silva, Raheem Sterling, the two experienced players in this team. And Raheem Sterling, when at Luton Town at home, he steps up. When is some team easy to beat, he steps up. He had a good performance against his former employers, Manchester City, but then again he goes to shite. He has one good game, 3 bad games. One good game, 4 bad games. One good game, 3 bad games. Absolutely inconsistent. Today, he was pocketed by Nelson Semedo and he's on wages of 325k. 325k to be pocketed by Nelson damn Semedo. Could not even beat his man, could not even put a cross, could not even shoot on the goal, and just going down. That was Raheem Sterling today. Get out of this club. Sell him right now. He's an embarrassment of an experienced player for professional. Sell him now. Anybody that wants him, pay us 10 million and take him off and take his wages. We'll be better off. And I rather, with the season finish, we're not going to get top 6 now anytime soon. Get this guy out of my damn club. And I rather see Mudryk play for the rest of season. Mudryk might be shit. Mudryk might be bad. But the guy will give his 100%. And at least he can have a bit of development next season. Sterling is going to be 30 next season. And the guy literally earns 325k. Sell him now. And that's the only way we can improve. And now, Caicedo, I love him. I've still got a lot of patience for him, and I think he's not the one that's fully to blame. The structure from the manager is absolutely awful. The way he's managing this team. Caicedo literally had no output to pass the ball, and he struggled and he lost the ball. So yes, I have a bit of sympathy for Caicedo. He made a wonderful pass to Cole Palmer for the goal, but I cannot deny for an embarrassment of the performance he put today. He lost so many balls. His losing the ball today could have cost us even 2 or 3 more goals. He was awful today, and that was very near to the Bakayoko performance at Bedford. The only difference is Caicedo is a better player than Bakayoko. The only difference is I trust Caicedo to still be one of the best in the league. And the only thing is that pass was wonderful, but he was ridiculously bad today. And Caicedo needs to improve. Now, again, I will say the manager is the one that's putting Caicedo in this trouble, playing him in this lone DM role. Pochettino is an idiot to the way he's managing Caicedo. Poch is an idiot playing Caicedo in a lone DM. He is, for God's sake, not a lone DM, and Poch is an absolute idiot for playing him in that position. But that cannot excuse for the foolish mistake Caicedo made today, and he needs to improve and he needs to move on. I still have a lot of love and a lot of patience for Moses Caicedo. I still believe a lot in Moses Caicedo, but today it was absolutely horrific. And on Pochettino again, the biggest problem I've got with Poch is this guy never knows when to make a substitution and what word substitution means. This guy doesn't even know that when you're in trouble, you can change a game. When you're in trouble, you can get your team out of problem. This guy doesn't even know what that word means, and that irritates me with this guy. That irritates me to my absolute bucks right now, to my absolute chest right now, that this guy doesn't know. At halftime, we all are sitting there and watching the game and saying, take Conor Gallagher off, take Moses Caicedo off, take Raheem Sterling off, bring Mudryk on, bring Chukwuemeka on, and bring any other damn attacker you've got on the bench and go for this game. The guy waited 65 to 70 minutes to bring Nicholas Jackson on, and this guy, when we are 1-4 down, is bringing Badia Shele and Gilchrist on, you idiot. You absolute idiot for the substitution. I've defended you for a long time on this channel, but you've embarrassed me today, you've embarrassed the fans today, and you have embarrassed each and every one of us today. Embarrassing as a manager. His in-game management is one of the worst in the league, one of the worst I've seen for any Chelsea manager, and even worse than Maurizio Sarri and his Barkley Kovacic crush is even worse than that. Absolutely horrific for Mauricio Pochettino, absolutely bad. Please, people watching at least like the video. It's only going to be one positive of this pathetic day. And just subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. And Pochettino's disgraceful defensive setup, playing Conor Gallagher against Wolves team, who were absolutely giving us space to work in, and not giving chance to Chukwuemeka, who was absolutely outstanding against Liverpool, is an embarrassment in itself and shows what type of coward of a manager he is. And I've got no excuse for him right now because this guy is an embarrassment. And now on Conor Gallagher, I have a lot of respect for him. He does give everything and I have no problem with him. But but this guy can never score a goal to save his damn life. And I don't know what he offers. Yes, his pressing is fantastic. Yes, he helps us sometimes defensively, but creatively, he doesn't help us. Play him in the games like Manchester City, play him in the games like Liverpool, play him in the games like when we're playing Arsenal, but goddamn, don't play him against Wolves, West Ham, Brightons. Don't play him in the games like against Luton Town, Sheffield. He is not a creative player. He is not good in the final box, and this Conor Gallagher experiment needs to end now. We need to sign, if we want to be back to the right level as a club that we want to get to be, we need to sign Victor Osimhen. We need to sign one of the best young centre-back in the world, and we need to sign a winger that can score goals and do the defensive work. We need top quality players. We need a winger like a Bukayo Saka in a team, like a Mo Salah in a team, like you can see even Marcus Rashford is clinical in the final box. We need those sort of players in a team, and we also need a quality right centre-back like a Joshua Anderson, like a Mark Guehi, a top quality right centre-back who has got the pace, or even a player like Mickey Van de Ven for Tottenham, that when you play the high line, he has got the recovery pace to help you to get behind. We need to sign those quality players. We'll get old grandpa big boy. Absolutely not now. If you could have signed in January, well, good. But now we need to sign Victor Osimhen. We need to sign top-rated right centre-back, and we need to get a goal-scoring winger to change our next season. If this ownership goes, they sign another 20-year-old striker, another 19-year-old Brazilian winger I've never heard of, another 18-year-old centre-back. F off, and they don't care about this club. If this ownership want to make it right, sack Pochettino, sack Stewart, sack West Stanley, bring these top players to the club, and get us back to the track. And truth, we are officially mid-table because I don't think this ownership is going to change. They are going to sack Pochettino. They're going to bring another young manager. We'll have a manager bounce, and then we'll be back at the same level, signing more and more youngsters and be in the same mess. The reality is we have a mid-table quality squad that's most probably going to be top 9 or top 8 in the league at best. Even if we sign a new manager, we won't finish higher than 8th. We are officially a mid-table team with mid-table players, with mid-table mentality and mid-table owners. And in terms of top status as a club, we are finished. Absolutely. If I was a person that was his friend, I will never advise him to go. But as a Chelsea fan, I can only see a player like him or a Ivan Toney changing our fortunes. And now on to the worst thing I don't want to discuss today. That is a player rating, because I don't even want to rate any one of them. They were an embarrassment today. They were an embarrassment today to this club, but we have to discuss on that. And the only player that was not an embarrassment is this boy, and Cole Palmer. He had nothing to do. He still made 1 or 2 very good saves, and again he could do nothing for the goal. So Petrovic for me has to be a 6 today. The only shining light we've got in this disastrous season, the only shining light we've got remaining in the season. Malo Gusto, a 5. Going the negatives, absolutely bro, but still have to be positive. 5, I can't blame him today. He tried. The penalty, he had to give it because the midfield was shite. And he tried his best, but there was no one to support him. Absolutely awful overall, the way our structure was. I don't blame this boy. It's a structure that is a problem. And I give him a 5. And then we go on to Axel Disasi, average centre-back, absolute average centre-back, and a 5. A player that should be on the benches of Chelsea and not should be starting, with all respect to him. But that's the position we are in under this clowns, Todd Boehly and Bidad Iqbali. Thiago Silva scored the goal, but absolutely awful. And again, I will say in a high line, he doesn't help us. If as a club we want to improve, I love Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva is still the best centre-back we've got in a team, but that only shows how far we have fallen. Arsenal have William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes. Liverpool have Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk. Even Manchester United have a player like Lisandro Martinez. And then you go on to Brighton, Louis Dunk and Van Hacke. You go on to other teams right now like West Ham, Edward, not really good but still young, and Kurt Zuma. You go on to Aston Villa, Diego Carlos and Pau Torres. We have one of the worst overall centre-backs in the league. Yes, Thiago Silva is best among them, but right now it's overall not good enough. And if we want to play this high-line structure, we cannot play with Thiago Silva. The only way we can play with Thiago Silva is a back 3. So for me, overall, if we want to change as a club, Levy Colville, Bardeshelly are 2 good left-footed centre-backs. We need to sign a Joshua Anderson or a Mark Guehi and move forward with that. I love Thiago Silva, but right now, being very honest, even he is not playing at his best, and he's the best one among the worst we have got, and that's a reality. And that takes me to Chile, pathetic, awful. Why I've given him 4 rating is he had a very good chance of an assist when he gave the ball to Raheem Sterling 5 yards from goal, and Raheem Sterling is a clown who can never finish when the team needs it, and that's been his reality at Manchester City, at Liverpool, and now at Chelsea. When you need Raheem Sterling to score a goal for you, he will never do that. All of them need to go, but the biggest one they need to go are Paul Stanley, Lawrence Stewart, and Pochettino, and then some of these players, because most of these players cannot go because they are on 8-year contract. And then going on Moses Caicedo, pathetic, disgraceful. And I love Moses Caicedo. I have a lot of patience with Moses Caicedo. I still don't fully blame him. I blame the Pochettino structure playing Moses Caicedo in this lone DM role, which is in itself an idiotic decision. But he was ridiculously bad today. He nailed the Bakayoko Watford performance, ridiculously bad today. And I'm sorry, but he has to be a 3 today. And that takes me to Enzo Fernandez. I think he was still a player that was trying a best. He was still trying to play really good in the first minutes. He was still trying to make best passes possible. But again, overall, not good enough. But again, the manager never helps him. Why Enzo Fernandez needs to be higher up the pitch is something I cannot understand. I cannot fathom that why he has to be higher up the field. Why? But again, Pochettino is doing things which I can't even get in my head. It makes me irritated. His tactical structures are right now absolutely out of my head. And that takes me to Conor Gallagher. Did nothing in the match. Bar some effort and anything, he did not do anything in the match. And that's the story with Conor Gallagher. Not good enough, a good player of respect, but a player that is not good enough to start every game. And these owners need to wake the fuck up. They're truly making Chelsea a championship side. We are in 6 feet deep, nowhere near getting out the game. Bro, these owners are the real problem. Bro, just go back in this video 20 minutes and I have given my biggest rant on these owners because they are clowns, bro. They are clowns. They don't give a damn of this football club. They don't give a damn the way they run. They're clowns and they've absolutely downed my club. Palmer, one of the best players we had on the pitch and scored a beautiful goal. It hurts me this player has to play with this garbage because he's truly a shining light and truly a wonderful, wonderful player. Raheem Sterling, get out. Pathetic player, just get out of this club. Pathetic player, pathetic professional, inconsistent and doesn't give a damn. Absolutely awful today. Could not even get past Nelson damn Semedo. Absolutely awful. For fuck's sake, you cannot even take on Nelson Semedo. Be embarrassed of yourself, Raheem Sterling. And Nkunku, today sadly was isolated and was a 5, but he still is the best player we have got. Even his touches are really good and he's still the best player we've got in the team. And Jackson came on and again did good work, touched the ball nicely, but when it comes to the final box, this guy cannot finish his chances. And again, the game could have been 2-3, it could have been a different result, but he misses a sitter. And that's been the reality of this season. And this is why I've sometimes defended Pochettino, which I'm not doing today. He needs to be sacked. But earlier in the season, I defended him because again and again, our players keep on missing chances. And that was a ridiculously bad miss from Nicholas Jackson. Chukwuemeka came on, did not have much time and did not look really good. Midweek came on again, did not offer us a lot. But overall, the game was already finished. And that brings me again to important points I discussed earlier in the video. And we are officially done as a top 6 club. And under this ownership, we are never ever getting back at the right level ever again. We are truly doomed under this awful, awful ownership. We are truly doomed as a club under this awful, awful ownership to the way they are running. And we are finished as a club. We are doomed as a club under this damn pathetic ownership we have got. They are awful. We are truly finished. Losing to Wolves 2-4 at Stamford Bridge. Truly, we are done. We were unbeaten for 10 games at Stamford Bridge and we were thinking, we are back. We are finished. We are damn finished. We are finished if this ownership doesn't change their ways. I have again and again ranted on them. To think we won a UCL with Thomas Tuchel, Super Thomas Tuchel, I will say, and other trophies to this unbelievable how months can change a team completely under Poch. Kya yaar, kaise goal concede ho gaya? I think, bro, you'll be back because you're still a properly run club. My club could not even dream of coming back from a tough situation because we are finished under this damn ownership, because this ownership only cares about buying a new stadium, getting Beyonce's, getting John Cena's, getting irregular photo shoots in the stadium. They don't give a damn of how to run a footballing club. They only care about their investment. They have gone in this youth project, not realizing the importance of experience in footballing world. These people are billionaires earning big money, owning big company, and damn sake, do not understand how important experience is. They have appointed Brighton people with Brighton mentality, and God save Chelsea, mighty football club. They've appointed people with a Brighton mentality. And sorry, I'm not attacking any country, but that's American owners. But bro, one thing I will defend American owners is if you see people like FSG, they appoint the right people. FSG don't love Liverpool, but they appoint the right people. They have proper blend of experience and young players. You see at Bournemouth, the way they have signed some players. You see even at club like Arsenal, they are not a trophy winning club because American ownership don't care about winning trophies, but they are still a top 6 club. Even under the bad days in the Arsene Wenger, Arsenal never fell to these heights that Chelsea have, because at least under their American ownership, they know how to make a club be a proper top 6 club, and that's it. This ownership has done an absolute unthinkable. They have made a proper top 6 club, a proper mighty club around the Europe, where people used to shit their pants when Chelsea used to play them in the big games. A Champions League winning team in 2 years back to an absolute mockery. You will soon enough, these fans will take it in their own hands. And bro, what's going to happen? There's a Glazer clause where these ownership are stuck with us for 10 years. It's not ending any soon, bro. It is not ending anytime soon, my brother. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse. Chilwell is absolutely awful. I love him. I will always love him. But these injuries have killed him. He's absolutely awful. And now is the time to just let him go for me. And then you come to recruitment team, and I will again and again say, if we want to change this club, the only way we can change this club is just not Pochettino, with Sack Stewart and with Stanley. You know the quality players we have signed? This is for the rivals. This is for the rivals who keep on coming and saying, you have spent 1 billion, your ambition needs to be higher. You have spent 1 billion. We have spent 1 billion on Denzel Washington, on Cesare Casadei, on Andre Santos, on Leslie Ugochukwu, on Petrovic, on Gabriel Solonina, on Sanchez, on Axel Disasi, Enzo, Caicedo, Palmer, Nicholas Jackson, David Fofana, Midweek, Midweek, Sterling, Cucurella, Koulibaly. That's where we have spent our money. And then you go on to other young players we have signed. I can't even name. These are the quality of players we have signed, and only 8 players are good enough to play in this team. Those are Palmer and Cucu, Enzo, Caicedo, Petrovic, and I will somewhat say Malo Gusto. And then you go on to the attacking department. I will still give a bit of benefit of doubt to some players, and that's it. Only good enough players to play in a team are Palmer and Cucu. You can go on to Enzo Fernandez, Moses Caicedo, Malo Gusto, Petrovic, and that's it right now for me. And I will somewhat say Kani Chukwuemeka. These are the only quality players we have got in a team right now after spending 1 billion, because most of the 1 billion we have spent on signing players under the age of 22, teams who have never played at top level. That has been the reality of Chelsea under this sporting director. And why? Because they come with Brighton. And let me ask you people just one question. Does Nicholas Jackson start for Brighton? Does Nicholas Jackson start for any of the clubs around the Premier League in top 12? He doesn't. But he's playing at Chelsea right now. He's playing at Chelsea right now. Because I'm going to tell you a reality. We have right now so many players in a team that 5 years back, 10 years back, will be loaned out for 2 years, like Anders Christensen was, and then they will be good enough to play for Chelsea. And if any one of them is not good enough, they'll be sold for a higher profit. That's the way. Midweek, Modric, these 2 players need loans before they should play for Chelsea, but now they are starting quality for Chelsea. Gusto still needs more development. You go on to players like Axel Disasi, which are only good enough for bench option. Even Enzo and Caicedo are still very young players, and they need a leader along with them. Ugochukwu is a player that should be loaned and should be given experience before he becomes a starting quality player. Liverpool had a player like Curtis Jones, who 2 years back was not good enough to pay for them. He was under Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum. He improved, and now you see to the level he's at. Why? Because he had no pressure, because Liverpool had Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum. If you want to win league titles, you need young players and also experience. And our ownership has gone to young players on 80-year contract. Why? Because these players in the future can earn money. Good. But idiots Clowns. Absolute clowns. You have not understood this is not a football manager. What if these youngsters lose their confidence? What if these young players don't reach their potential and then we can't even sell them? How can you expect in football, if you sign 20 young players with great potential, only 5 make it? Only 5 make it. And we have signed so many of them. Every one of these youngsters is not going to be the best player in the world. When you sign 20 young players, only 5 of them reach the top level. And we have signed so many of them. A proper footballing side can only play well when they have got some experience, when they have got someone to guide them. Even Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, and that's a very extreme example, was guided by Ryan Giggs, Ferdinand, manager like Ferguson. He was scolded, he was beaten, and he learned. And we have got so many youngsters. Who does Malo Gusto look up to? Thiago Silva is no leader. Disasi is average. Ben Chilwell is pathetic. Petrovic is a young player. Enzo Caicedo are still young players. Who does Gusto look to learn in the dressing room? Who is a leader that goes to young players and gives them a pat on the shoulder? Boy, calm down. You will improve. And who goes in his dressing room and slaps the heck out of some young players who are not giving everything for the club? No one. And that's what this ownership has put into. Because one thing this damn ownership are not understanding is if you want to earn profits from the club, it's only going to happen when you're a proper top 6 club, you're playing some of the best football, and you are a proper top 4 club in the Premier League. Right now, Tottenham earn higher profits than us. Tottenham are a more easier club to buy. Tottenham are a more profitable club than us. And why? Because they are a proper top 6 club. They don't win trophies, but they are proper top 6 club. And this damn Todd Boehly and Iqbali are not understanding that. I knew Chelsea were finished when Roman left, but I thought Todd Boehly will at least keep us in a top 6 level, and at least my club is alive. And they're finishing it. They are finishing my club. They are finishing each and everything with that. And idiots. Absolute idiots. If they care for my Chelsea, if they care for my Chelsea Football Club, sack Paul Stewart, sack Lawrence Stewart and Paul Stanley, sack these 2 idiots, and sack Mauricio Pochettino. Bring me one of the best managers in the world. Bring me Michael Edwards and Weevil back. And that's the only way we are going to go forward. Well done, owners. Well done. This is on you. Paz has no chance to succeed at Chelsea. If it does, I will be shocked. And he has no chance. Why? Because he's a young player who needs patience. And he needs experience. He needs someone to guide him. And we have literally got no one. And now I'm going to give you a real problem, people. Let's come to the real problem, because I'm going to give you that. That is real problem at Chelsea are this ownership. And you have to understand that. They have made Chelsea FC Clown FC. And I agree with you, bro. And sack all of them. Why did we got rid of Czech and Marina? Why? Because his ownership never liked any interference. This ownership had no ambition like Czech or Marina. They do not care about the club. They sacked everyone associated with Roman. And now you see the position we are in. And people, I have a bad message for all of you. FFP is looming. We are going to get a point deduction if this season or next. We are getting a point deduction. If this season not, we'll get a point deduction next season. We are finito. We are finito. We are 100% getting a point deduction this season, next season. I don't care. We are getting a point deduction. And along with that, we have got so many of these players on 8-year contract. 8 damn years, they're locked. And we are locked. Let's just say Mudryk doesn't hit his potential. He's stuck here for 8 years. We can't sell him. We have to keep paying him wages. And we can't earn profit. And that's what's going to happen on the books. We are finished. If Enzo Fernandez, one of the best players, young players in the world, he will not take this nonsense for long. Real Madrid will come in. Liverpool will come in. Best clubs in the world will come in. And they won't pay 100 million, you will ask. And then what? You will have to sell him. But he's on an 8-year contract. But he's going to be very toxic in the dressing room then. Because he will want to leave. Then what? You were trying to sell Armando Broja for 50 million. Armando Broja, we want 50 million. The clubs know you're in FFP trouble. The clubs are not idiots like you are. They're not idiots. They said Armando Broja can't even score goals. He doesn't even play. Why we pay 50 million for him? And what happened? You said we'll sell Armando Broja for 50 million. Give us 30. Give us 10 million. Okay, at least give us 4 million loan fee, please. And that's where we are right now. Bar Conor Gallagher, you're not selling anyone for profit, and we are done. And this ownership will even sell Reece James in future because they don't give a damn about Chelsea Academy. Chelsea Academy for them is a pure way to write off the books and save them from their wrongdoings. Idiots. Idiots for me. Bro, Broha won't go. Absolutely, bro. Big up to Clifford Lawrence, brother. And he will not go over 25 million. And for me, bro, I don't even think he'll go over 18 or 19 million if it doesn't fire at Fulham. But this ownership only rely on the Cobham Academy to earn high profits. For them, they keep on signing the best young players in the world for 100 million, 120 million, 50 million, 40 million. And to save them from the mistakes, they keep on selling academy graduates. Lewis Hall was a fantastic player. Lewis Hall was one of the best players we had in a team. They sold him. Trevoh Chalobah is better than Axel Disasi, and they are determined to get Trevoh Chalobah out of this club. Conor Gallagher is not good enough. I will again and again say, but they were hell-bent on sacking Conor Gallagher even when he was the best player 2 months back. And I don't understand this ownership right now. They just want to sell every academy graduate for the pure profit, but they don't give a damn of the players we have right now got in the squad. Kepa, Lukaku, Gallagher, Marcin, Chalobah, bro, all must go. Agree. I fully agree. I don't deny that. But my problem is, why spend 40 million on Disasi? Why spend 40 million on Axel Disasi? Trevoh Chalobah would have done a better job than Disasi, and we could have used that money to get someone else. Why keep on insisting on selling Conor Gallagher, bro has all of that, but don't replace him with top quality? No, Hall is an obligation, bro. Hall is an obligation to sign. He's going to sign for them for 30 million pounds. That's an obligation to sign. For me, bro, the only thing that I've read is he has to reach a bit of appearances for that clause to go in. But that is an obligation to buy. And if Newcastle FFP situation improves, they will pay the money. So, bro, for me, Lewis Hall is gone. That is not a loan. That is most probably a done deal. Newcastle had no money to pay his 30 million. So we wanted 30 million next year. That's a done deal. He's gone from the club. And that's what irritates me for the club when we had Cucurella, who cannot really put a cross into the box. Chilwell was injured and we let him go. And this is why this ownership is a real problem at the club. Absolutely, bro. He was such a top quality player. But with FFP, it might not happen. Bro, for FFP, we need to sell a lot of players. But right now, all around the Europe, they're aware of the problem we have got. And they're very aware in the position we are in. And this is why I will again and again say, no, bro, I think they will play him. I don't know how many appearances he has to reach, but I think they will play him Newcastle. They are going to sell some players. Trippier might even go in the summer. They're going to let go of 1 or 2 more players as well. And I think they're going to pay his money because Dan Burn was horrific against Luton Town. Dan Burn was bad. And Eddie Howe is under massive pressure. And I think he will play Lewis Hall in the next game. And I think once he clicks certain appearances, he's going to leave. And that's a real situation we are stuck in. And again, I will again and again say, Pochettino has to be sacked, but just sacking him is not going to get a club in the right way. Raheem Sterling, I really wanted to give him time and patience. He played well in the early part of the season, but right now he has been inconsistent and an absolute embarrassment, and I can't defend him anytime soon. Caicedo was awful today, but that doesn't mean I'm going to lose patience in him. And overall, people, Poch has to go. One of the worst in-game managers I've seen, but just sacking him is not going to be the solution. Horrific defeat. Just an embarrassment, people. Absolute embarrassment. But that's what we have become. People, just an advice as a human being to all of you, as a fellow Chelsea fan, we need to get used to it. Because if we can't get used to it, we lose all these years. We lose all these years and we lose our heart. And life is still very precious. Family is also very precious. Right now, you have to understand we are a mid-table club under this ownership and is not going to improve anytime soon. Lewis has only played 8 games this season, and I think he can even play more. The only problem with Lewis Hall is there's nothing concrete that's come out that how many matches he has to play. No report has come out. But I think most probably, bro, he's gone. And with that, people, I end the video because I've lost with this team. If you people can at least like the video, subscribe, it will really mean a lot because it supports the channel. Hopefully, we all can create a family here. It will really mean a lot to me if you can like and subscribe because the team has finished my hopes. But at least if you can like, subscribe, comment your opinions, it will always mean a lot to me. And as always, thank you so much. I will say up the Blues. I won't say the good days are near, no. But I will only say I will love this club, support this club wherever we go. Under this ownership, we are finished. But even then, I love this club. This club will still be everything to me in my life. Thank you. Wishing you all the best.